Thanks very much, Tracy. So I know I'm standing between you guys and a beer, so I will make sure that this is going to go fairly quickly. A little bit about us. So just as an overview on the project, look, I think it's a great example of what can be achieved. It's an example of a relationship with our client, which is ACT No Waste. So to Michael and his team, thanks very much for their support. Example of a dynamic board that'll approve a project on the basis of some short-term paybacks. Example of what an engineering team can actually achieve when you put your mind to it, and then the guys to install. The project itself is the upgrade of the Hume MRF facility, which processes 60,000 tonnes per annum of fully commingled material from the ACT waste ACT region plus the New South Wales country regions around us. Firstly, who's RE Group? So we're an Australian-based company merging into the waste industry, focusing on infrastructure. So our mantra is to design, build, operate and optimise infrastructure projects to deliver waste. We've grown to a team now of 70 employees, ranging from development, technical, so we've got our own engineering teams, business development, project financing, so we bring to the table banking experience, operations, so we're hands-on, we're operating these facilities, and then product development, so we're working in areas we've worked with some of the major companies in Australia, developing bricks, developing products for sand and aggregates. RDT Engineering, look, we're one of few hands-on Australian-based engineering companies where we manufacture here in Australia. We've got a team, we've been going for 14 years now, the last 15 months with RE Group. We've delivered 45 key turnkey projects in the industry, focusing on MRFs, but we've worked in compost, MSW, scrap metal, C&I, C&D. Our teams, we're headquartered up in Brisbane, but travel throughout Australia, New Zealand and the world. One of the key things for RDT and which we've brought through to RE Group is our focus on partnerships. We wouldn't have survived as an engineering company without our support from suppliers and our customer base, and similar with our operations. So our clients are our focus, as are the waste companies that deliver product into us. Sorry, this doesn't seem to be... The contract that we had with the ACT No Waste is a novel contract. We spoke about it last year, Chris Morrison from ACT No Waste. It's a KPI outcome-based project, and the great thing about this is that it allowed us to develop a project such as what we did. It was a very, very short window for the tender, the actual evaluation period, and then the physical handover of the facility. So ACT was really clear on what it wanted. It wanted a company to come in and deliver a high quality service. We proposed our own KPIs, and the goal for the project was to keep the MRF alive until we could develop a long-term solution. The drivers to the project, when we took over the plant, knowing that we wanted to spend some money on it, given the very short time frame that we had to do the review, we threw all our resources when we came in and started the project. It was a 14-year-old facility. The last couple of years had been run on a month-by-month sort of contract, so not a lot of money had been spent on maintenance. We expected to spend some money on it. We quickly realised that, part of our we wanted to really get knee-deep into this and upgrade it fully. The drivers for the technical part of upgrade was increasing production rate, the recovery rate of the facility, the quality of what we were producing, as well as the actual plant performance. So in all of those areas we were failing monthly, and we just needed to make it work. So the redesign, what we wanted to do, we needed to bring it up to 25 tonnes an hour, increase its capacity to 80,000 tonnes. We wanted to improve the quality, and we needed to find a solution for the glass, which everyone who operates MRFs knows that. The implementation was the hardest thing for the whole thing, because we received between 180 and 200 tonnes a day of fully commingled material, as well as 50 or 60 tonnes of cardboard. So we can't turn off the trucks, so we've decided that the upgrade would occur over weekend periods with a planned one week shut. So essentially we've built a brand new 25 tonne per hour MRF over weekends and in 1 week. During the upgrade we did quite a few things. We had to replace the in-feed area. The floor had failed. This is a 250mm thick 50 MPa slab. So we had a dozen concreters, which were interesting on site. The old MRF, it was an old American-based MRF. In its day, worked really quite well. And that's where I was supposed to be today. Sorry, I made a horse running at Warrnambool. The old MRF, look, when they put that in, there must have been a bit of a closure on all the bolt places, because every bit of equipment on that place was welded in, which meant we needed to gas X it all out, as well as all the concrete walls were cast in situ, so they weren't precast, so we physically had to cut them and jackhammer them out. We had cranes around the clock. I've just been reviewing the crane bill. I think we own a couple now. And then we had to rip it out, which took us 3 or 4 days during the 1 week shut, and then we had to put all the new equipment back in. The plant design's based on trommel, which is giving us a size separation, and then we're using ballistic separators. We've got optical sorters for our glass, the ballistic separators for our paper, and we've got a full glass sand plant in as well. The design was designed around maintenance. So look, we're an engineering company. We sort of like to think we know what we're doing. We can walk in underneath conveyors. You can get in underneath and clean them. So spill points, maintenance access, all things that we put in and considered and bolted together. The old plant had one baler, which you can imagine trying to bale 7 different commodities through one baler presents problems. It sounds great on paper, but it certainly doesn't work, especially when you're trying to bale steel cans up against paper bales when they catch on fire. We've put a couple of balers in as part of the upgrade. We did a Machine-X 2-ram baler, as well as a TechGene single ram. One of the unique parts of the project was with our optical sorting, so we've gone away from some of the conventional the wide scanning units, to singulating the product and ejecting the individual containers as they're moving over the storage cages. We've sized this. We've worked with a New Zealand company and helped them with the development of this. We put it into our Mackay facility, which is a little baby 10,000 tonne per annum MRF. And worked it up now to install it into this 25 tonne facility. Part of the design on this as well was, we're not really sure what the CDS landscape was going to look like with MRFs. In the design phase, we wanted to be adaptable. This technology certainly allows us to do that as well. So the project outcomes, we're now operating at 25 tonnes an hour with an availability of 90%. We've repurposed about 10% of the existing equipment. Everything else was new. We've doubled our capacity and improved our recovery rates. The big focus for us now is we're in the final stages of commissioning our glass plant. that'll be operational in the next week or so, and then we can move forward to marketing. So just a couple of facts and figures on what we did in the as part of the project. We had to remove 60 existing conveyors, 20 fans, 4 disc screens, trommels, 3 conventional optical sorters, the world's biggest baler, which ended up weighing about 38 tonnes, chain conveyors, bunkers, structural steel, concrete panels, reinstalled 34 conveyors, 3 ballistic screens, magnets, eddy currents, optical sorters, a full glass plant, 200 metres of platforms and stairs. We've done it with a team of less than 20 people. There's about 5 or 6 yelling and screaming matches, no physical altercations, which was good, and a few cartons of beer at the end of the project. Again, look, I just want to say thanks very much to our board who supported the project, ACT No Waste who supported us. Really important to note, there was no changes in the contract. The contract that we signed is alive and good, and it allowed us to do this sort of project. So don't be scared of those contracts, and I hope they continue. So thanks very much.